Hello everybody, it's Bea from Bespoke Crafts and welcome to my channel. Can I just wish everybody an absolute brilliant new year for 2025. I hope you have a fantastic time this evening or whenever it is you went out or going out or what have you. Melanie says Happy New Year too. Can I just take this opportunity to thank everybody for supporting my channel this last year. It's been absolutely phenomenal and I am absolutely chuffed to bits. I really hope you're enjoying the content, and so yes, so thank you for subscribing. If you're starting to watch this and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Just click on that little subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me a lot. So yeah, what I'm going to show you today is how I have just finished this card off, and it is using the Gummy Pan. Where's the bits? Oh, it was day 30. Yeah, it was day 30, and it was this porthole. I've put them somewhere safe. But I've just finished making the card, so it's a bit manic on my desk. Anyway, so it's this little porthole, and then there's some little numbers, individual numbers that came with it. But they're on here somewhere. And I've also used this little turtle. I didn't use the numbers because I couldn't really think of a way to incorporate them in there. But anyway, so this is a little Gummy Pan turtle with the die. So I'm going to show you how I've laid him up, I've stacked him up, and I've made the card all together. Alright then, so enjoy the video. I shall be fast forwarding through, and I will be doing a voiceover. So hopefully we'll try and get this out today. It is now 3:15 on the 31st of December 2024. So fingers crossed. Be safe everybody if you're going out this evening. Alright, bye for now, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Hello everybody, it's me on the voiceover now. Sorry about that bit of a wobble at the front. So I'm going to be using the turtle, and with these little stamps from Gummy Pan, you need to stick them down. With them being the red rubber, there's no other sticking on them, so I just use a glue stick. I'm going to stamp it out 4 times because I'm going to stack and layering him up. There's going to be noises in the background. Cal's cooking tea at the moment. He's doing a gorgeous paneer curry. He makes his own paneer, which is absolutely brilliant, so looking forward to that. This is a little Gina K stamp wiping cloth that I've just got from Dies to Die For. Tracy is really good from there. Highly recommend that shop, which is where I get most of all my Gina K stuff from. And I'm just cleaning the stamp and the block down with alcohol hand sanitizer. So I'm just going to cut these up into 4 so that I can cut them out using the die, obviously easier. And as you see, you should be able to see there, but once I've cut them out, I'm going to go round again and cut out, because some stamps and dies, they leave a white edge around, which I don't particularly like. So I'm going to trim them down even further when I'm cutting them up to mat and layer. So just popping things away so I don't lose them, which I evidently will. So I'm just working out what I want. So the first one I'm keeping whole, and the second one I'm taking his head off, bless him, and his back flipper, and then just taking that excess white paper off from around the sides of him. So the next one, the layer that I will be using, this is the first one now. I'm just taking the white edges off it. I'm going to be taking everything off, head and flippers, to layer that up, and then once I've done that, I'm going to be putting the last bit of the shell that goes around the base of him around. And I'm using the Holtz, I don't know what you call them actually, the scissors. They're very, I'm doing hand gestures now. I've got a spring in them, as you can see. So easy to use, so easy to use. My husband doesn't think so. He used them to cut the Christmas wrapping paper up, and he couldn't cope with them. But anyway, they are good. So just looking as I'm going to stack them up, and now I'm going to go in for the colouring. I'm using pale brown to colour, and I'm going to be using the darker colour to add in the shade. And it is literally on the top one, it is just his head and is that back flipper. Going around the edges to make sure there's no white cards showing, because obviously I've just cut them down. And then doing the next layer, which is flippers. But I'm also going to be colouring in around the edges, actually on the die cut itself, just so that you don't see any of the white at all once you're layering it up. And for the shell itself, I'm going to be using the shapes that are on the stamp to put the shading in, so that you get the dimension of the shape of the shell, as you can see there. So that's the darker colour, and then blending right the way over, going over again with the darker colour just to add that further definition in there. Excuse me. That's just coming in just so you don't see any of the white at all once you've laid it up. That's Bella just coming in. And I'm using Nouveau glue. This little bottle is a pain. The metal fine tip keeps coming out of it. And just pulling it out and pushing it back in again. I don't know whether I'll be doing it on this, but I do it quite frequently. And there we go. So what I'm going to be doing now is I should be getting a black fine liner. I haven't. What am I doing? I'm going to do the portholes. I do 2 of these. Anyway, if I don't show it, what I've used is a black fine liner, just to put a little smile on his face, just to extend his little mouth up a little bit. So I've cut them out. Didn't think you want to see that. I've used my Gina Intricate for that. And I'm going with the yellow submarine theme. So I'm doing the porthole yellow. So just applying the colours where I want it, just for the natural shading of it. Going around, I don't know why I actually went around the the little bolts because I'm going to cover them up anyway. And to cover them up, to colour them, I've used, I'm just getting it out now, it's the chrome marker. And it is the chrome one that I'm using, the silver one. I will say again with these, the same thing I said the last time on the video, if you're using these chrome markers, leave them to, if you want a dull look, then you can touch them before they dry, but if you want them to have that shiny look, just leave them to dry properly. Just pumping the ink through, and I'm also doing the inner circle as well. So I've just let that dry a little bit. Excuse me. And now I'm going to be cutting them out and then sticking them on the portal. Just had a drink of juice if you just heard me glugging. Sorry about that. You can see these pieces are, well, all gummy pan dies. They've got so many little pieces, and they have a lot on other dies as well. They are very special. I have absolutely loved this advent calendar. I got it last year, and I do say I really do think this one's better than last year, and last year's was brilliant. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to put a piece of acetate on the back of it, which is what I'm going to be doing now. And then I'm going to trim that off all the way around. It was easier just to put a big bit on and then trim it round. And I'm looking how I'm going to position the turtle underneath it. Sorry about my head. And I'm using foam tape just to pop round. If you're using foam tape, rather than cutting little pieces off, if you're using the thinner stuff, it's easier. Well, I suppose it's easier with any of it. There's me putting the little smiley face on and the little pupil. Is to take the backing off a little bit at a time. It makes it a lot more pliable, so you can get the shape better. Just found my placement, and I'm using one of the negatives to create what I want to have, like a sea, the sea behind it. So I'm just using colours literally just off the 2 blue brushes. I think I used Stormy Sky and Salty Ocean. So Stormy Sky and Salty Ocean. And then I decided to put some little gems in, which was not the brightest of things to try and do when you've already put sticky on everything, but it does work. So then I've looked at it and decided I don't like that, as you do. So I've got this Holtz, this is Tim Holtz metal 3D embossing folder, and I thought that would be really good for the inside of the submarine, because obviously they're inside the submarine looking out. So I'm going to cut it out, and then I cut another panel. It changed the shape of the card. I was going to do like just under 6 by 6, and I've ended up doing think it's 5.5 by 4.25. So yeah, I'm sure that's the size that I've done. So just cutting that completely out again. And I've used my Gina K Intricate machine to go through. If you're doing a 3D embossing folder, what I generally do is damp my paper down just a little bit, and then run it through 3 times. Now this particular time I wasn't quite happy with it. I'm using Stormy Gloss Shadow. And the brush has got a little bit of green on it as well, which it's turned out to be like a yellowy colour, so I'm quite happy with that. And then going out with it even further. But as I say, I wasn't happy with the depth of it, so I'm going to put it through the machine again, which I've obviously cut out, but I did do that. So I'm using Collall glue to cut it down, pop it on, so you're looking at the porthole, and there you go. So I'm going to be using my Colop Create little mini printer to do the sentiment on it. I absolutely love this. We don't have a big printer, and I just use this on every card, every single card. And there you go. And it says, just swimming by to say, have a totally awesome birthday. So I'm going to go get my tea now, and I'll come back and finish this off in a second. That was the most delicious homemade paneer curry ever. The curry itself wasn't homemade, but that was the paneer just made it. Anyway, so I'm just cutting the card, the sentiment down to size. So yeah, there's not a lot I can say about that really. I do hope you all have an absolutely phenomenal New Year's Eve. If you've already had your New Year's Eve, I hope you had a good one. If you're going out shortly or already out, I hope you're having a fabulous time. So yeah, I'm going to use foam tape to stack this up and put a little bit of glue on the foam tape just so it gives you that little bit more wiggle room. And I would love to thank everybody for watching my videos, for supporting me through this year. It's been amazing. I love doing my channel. I love reading everybody's comments. Please feel free to write your comments. I get inspired by a lot of YouTubers. Deb Hallett is absolutely phenomenal. She's out of this world with her creations. So Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for subscribing and have a good one. So that's it for 2024. Bye for now. Bye.